being set up by the Department of Education and by the FBI, filled with big city corruption types. Are you guys aware of that going on?
Very slightly. I've heard very, very limited information in my unit in reference to upcoming operational stuff, working interagency with other elements of federal government, things like that.
Yeah, it's totally illegal, and we've had Judge Advocate General after Judge Advocate General on to explain. The media says Posse Comitatus is gone. It is not gone. They've just blown big criminal holes in it. And we can't just sit here and say no, because they're going to then bring in the illegal aliens, the foreigners, the criminals. I know the Marine Corps doesn't have too many, but the Army does, and replace the good men and women with them. But thank God there are good people in the military right now. But you were saying when I cut you off that they're saying if that order comes down for gun confiscation, you're not going along with it.
Yeah, most of the guys that I work with on my side are all we're all gun owners. I mean, I'm gun owner. We all have served time in either Iraq or Afghanistan. I did 2 years in Iraq on the ground, and at some point you have to draw the line. At some point you have to say, this is insane. We're not doing this. This is not America. This is not what we swore to do in our oath of allegiance.
Well, exactly. And the next time they try to court-martial somebody, if half of the unit stood up and then more stood up, they would back off. And that's happened a bunch of times. But they love to take one person and try to destroy them. But that individual who they court-martialed for saying he wouldn't violate the Constitution, he's a hero. He's like somebody saying no to Hitler, no to Stalin, no to Mao. But again, it's not Obama. He's just a front man, an actor reading a teleprompter. It's the offshore banks engaged in treason. That is who you're criticizing. And I just commend you, John, and I want to thank you and the good men and women in the Marine Corps. We know you're the salt of the earth. We know even 2 years ago, 70+% of all military contributions didn't go to John McCain, didn't go to any of the Democratic candidates, didn't go to Barack Obama. They went to Congressman Ron Paul. And so the government knows that the military, by and large, is awake and are good people. And if you would have said yes to all this treason, you would have been promoted. And if you haven't seen 9/11, The Road to Tyranny, it's free all over the internet. You get the DVD at Infowars.com. You need to get that film, and it's 2.5 hours long, but about 2 hours in, there is a Marine Corps captain who has since retired and did quite well with a computer company in Austin. I'll just leave it at that. And he saw an Army checkpoint in Kyle, Texas on I-35. He called me, showed me documents, photos, everything. In 1988 and 89, he was kicking in doors in Norfolk, Virginia with a police jacket on as an active duty Marine on gun dealers' homes and businesses. So, sir, there's a huge secret operation going on that's decades old that transcends presidents. And they're trying to figure out how to make the military evil. They're trying to figure out how to train you to do this. And the good news is you failed. You failed the test. You're not evil. And so they are mad. Even though they have Jack Bauer, the hero who tortures innocent people to get answers on 24. Even though they try to brainwash you, you have withstood the brainwashing. And so that's why the globalists can sit here and rob us and do all these bad things, but they can't get the full power thanks to you. Go ahead.
Well, thank you, and I know you need to go to the callers. I do appreciate it, though, and just remember also, I mean, I listen to you daily as much as I can, and I really wish you were on XM because that's what I have in my vehicle. But
they only have us on Saturdays.
Okay, well, I just want to make the last point that, just remember that there are lots of us. There are probably more than you know. Active duty military, not just the Marine Corps, the Army, throughout the branches of service that, we're not going to stand for this. And as an old platoon sergeant I used to have years ago said, we're not going to go quietly into the night. So,
well, God bless you.
Thank you very much, Alex, and keep doing what you do. It's really getting out there. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, John. Well, in closing, and I'm going to go to break and come back with more calls for the final hour. In closing, I want to say this. So many great men and women have gone and been shot and wounded and killed and dismembered for the idea of America. Some of the wars were just, some of them were unjust, but they believed they were doing good. They had courage. They had honor. And men and women want to be honorable, and they want to be good, and they want to stand up for good. But the social engineers know how to paint evil as if it's good and good as if it's evil. And by degrees, they corrupt you and twist you and acclimate you and sell you on doing unconstitutional things. But I do want to say to the military and police and everybody listening to the sound of my voice, this is your last chance. This is America's last stand. Open world government is publicly been trumpeted, run by private banks, taxing, regulating every facet of our lives. The school children, the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts are openly being recruited as spies. Public school children are being recruited. Every form of tyranny. If you had a checklist of 100 things that mean tyranny, every one of them has been checked. I've never seen this much preparation for tyranny. I've never seen this much due diligence and time spent setting up a corrupt system. They know America's a big target to bring down with wealth and freedom and a spoiled population that believes it deserves all this stuff. We are decadent. And they know it's not going to be easy, but they mean business. And the final phases of the operation are being green-lighted. And we are now inside the New World Order. So for anybody out there that ever wanted to have a chance to really fight tyranny, and for anybody who ever wanted to stand up for their nation, there's no doubt this is a just war. There is no doubt that we're facing corruption. There is no doubt that it is growing exponentially. There is no doubt we've got a hellish road we got to go down. But gutting up, getting focused, getting serious, and getting your mind straight is the number one thing that can counter it. The Pentagon will tell you 90% of a war is psychological today. You are under attack. There is a war on for your mind. 90% of war is psychological. We have a population that's ready to be awakened right now. We have a population that wants to be awakened and knows something's wrong, but don't have the answers. I'm going to ask you, the listeners, to redouble your efforts like you never have before. Believe me, I'm redoubling my efforts. Sometimes my job's tough, but I know I got to do it because my family's worth it. And I have produced a tool, a weapon. It is a weapon that can save the republic. But 99% of it is you getting the DVD at Infowars.com, buying the blank DVDs or CDs, making the copies, and giving it to people. And telling them, you want to know why America's falling apart? You want to know who the offshore banks are, what the master plan is? This is the film. Obama Deception is still the #1 hottest political film in the country online. We want to make this #1 and then some. Follow the Republic, available at Infowars.com, or call toll-free 888-253-3139. Please call 888-253-3139. You can also write to me, Alex Jones, at P.O. Box 19549, Austin, Texas 78760. And your purchase of the DVD makes this operation possible, and I want to thank you all for your support. Get it out there.